You might have heard people say that vaccines are actually pathogens, toxins, or something that damages the body. But here is something important. Training the immune system and getting an infection are not the same thing. Hi everyone, this is Yufong. I'm a physiotherapy student, and today I want to talk about what vaccines actually are, what they do in the body, and clear up a few common misunderstandings people often have about vaccines. What vaccines actually are. Vaccines are a way to introduce information to the immune system in a controlled way. Instead of exposing the body to a full infection, vaccines use harmless part of a virus or bacteria or instructions that help the body recognize them. The goal of the vaccine is not to cause disease. The goal is to help the immune system learn and prepare. You can think of it like a training session. Training the immune system is not the same as getting an infection. Different vaccines use different methods, but they all share the same purpose to help the immune system recognize a threat before it appears. What vaccines do? The immune system protects the body from infections. When the body encounters a virus or bacteria for the first time, the immune response usually takes time to develop. During this time, the infection can spread and cause symptoms. Vaccines help change this process. Vaccines expose the immune system to antigens. You can think of antigens like small passports carried by virus or bacteria. They help the immune system recognize what does and does not belong in the body. The antigens used in vaccines are the same as or very similar to the antigens carried by the real virus or bacteria. When the immune system first encounters this antigen through a vaccine, it learns that this antigen represents a potential danger. As a result, the immune system creates memory cells which help the body remember that specific antigen. And if a real infection happens later, and the virus or bacteria carry that same antigen, the memory cells allow the immune system to respond faster and more effectively. This faster response usually means milder symptoms, lower risk of complication, and better protection for people who are more vulnerable. How long does vaccine protection last? Some people wonder whether vaccines protect for life. The answer is it depends on the infection. For some disease, the antigen on the virus or bacteria stay relatively stable over time. So when the immune system learns to recognize these stable antigens, the memory response can last for many years and sometimes even for a lifetime. For other infections, the situation is different. Some viruses change their antigens more frequently. A common example is the flu virus. Because the antigens on the flu virus change over time, older memory cells may not recognize newer versions as easily. In these cases, updated vaccines help the immune system learn to recognize the new antigens. So needing repeat vaccines does not mean the immune system has failed or forgotten. It usually reflects changes on the virus itself. There are a few common misunderstandings about vaccines. These misunderstandings often come from mixing different ideas or from hearing simplified or emotional information online. Misunderstanding 1. Vaccines are the same as injecting the disease. This is a very common concern. Vaccines are not the same as injecting a flu virus or bacteria into the body. Instead, vaccine expose the immune system to antigens, small features that help the immune system recognize a threat. These antigens allow the immune system to learn without the body having to go through the flu infection. So learning to recognize a threat is not the same as being harmed by the disease itself. Misunderstanding 2. Side effects mean the vaccine is damaging the body. Some people feel tired, sore, or feverish after a vaccine. This can be worrying if you don't know why it happens. In many cases, these reactions are signs that the immune system is active and responding to what it has learned. This does not automatically mean damage. Just like muscle can feel sore after being used, the immune system can cause temporary discomfort while it is working. People also respond differently. Some feel very little and some feel more. Misunderstanding 3. If I'm healthy, I don't need vaccines. Being healthy is very important, but being healthy does not mean the immune system cannot benefit from preparation. Vaccines are not only about avoiding infection, but about reducing the risk of severe illness and complications. They also help protect people who may be more vulnerable, such as the elderly or those with certain medical conditions. I'd like to share my own experience here, not as advice, but simply as personal context. As a physiotherapy student, I need to meet certain health and safety requirements before going on clinical placement. Because of this, I've received several vaccines over time. Along the way, I also make a personal decision to self-pay for the HPV Gardasil 9 vaccine. Before doing so, I first looked into which vaccines were relevant to my situation, and then to consult a doctor to discuss it further. After that consultation, I was given the option to receive the vaccine through the clinic or to purchase it from a pharmacy and bring it to the clinic for administration. In my case, purchasing it from a pharmacy was more affordable, so I chose that option and took it to the clinic and have it administered. This decision was based on my own situation and the information available to me at the time. It doesn't mean everyone should do the same. For me, having a clearer understanding of what vaccines are and how they work in the body make the decision-making process feel easier and reduced a lot of uncertainty along the way. It is normal for people to have questions or concern about vaccines. Health information can be confusing, especially when it comes from many different sources and is often presented in an emotional or extreme way. Taking time to understand the basic science and asking questions when something feels unclear is a reasonable and responsible approach. Vaccination is always a personal decision. Different people have different situations, health histories, and priorities, and no one should feel pressure. If someone is considering vaccines for their own situation, the best step is to discuss it with a qualified healthcare professional who understands their individual circumstances. And even if someone never takes the vaccine, learning how the immune system works and how the body protects itself still matters. So today we talk about what vaccines are, what they do in the body, how immune memory works, and clear some common misunderstanding around them. If this video helped makes the topic feel clearer or less intimidating, then it has done its job. And that's it for today. I am Yuform. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.